Welcome back, everyone, to the 2014 League of Legends Pro League Summer Playoffs. My name is Rapid. I'm here with Nero. We're coming into game number 4 of the night. It's Edward Gaming face off against OMG. It's time for the MVP, and I gotta give it to this guy. FZZFs is a savant on so many different champions. His support play, every single time OMG tried to Baron, he just flashed in Zanya's Soul Shackles, turned the fight around. Incredible support play, and he is your game number 3 MVP. So coming into game number 4, what do we need, Nero, to see an MVP performance out of OMG?
Oh, well, if this game gets to game 5, I'm just gonna be so excited about this one. Actually, coming back to FCZF for a little while, he missed a lot of Dark Bindings in the laning phase, but as you said, then the Zonya's Hourglass with the Soul Shackles in the Baron Pit was just an incredible play. But for OMG, we definitely need Dada 7 to step up, because that is the key. San cannot just be the good AD carry without having a good support. He needs Dada 7 to step up in the game, and then you can look for something more. Of course, cool if he gets his Twisted Fate again. Well, that might be a win for OMG. But yeah, actually, we have a little bit of info why we had some false hype for the blind pick in the 5th game. The blind pick didn't happen because the blind picks don't happen at Worlds. And LPL chose this to be such a format to prepare the teams for the World Championships. And that's why we don't have the blind picks in the last game.
All right, so we are resyncing everything right before the games, so give us a brief moment to catch everything back up. Before we load into game number 2, or game number 4, rather, 2 games behind. Game number 4, I really feel like Cool was like carrying his heart out. The guy had no deaths, kills, assists, everything you could want out of a carry for the majority of the game. But the short range on Rise and the large amount of damage reduction and magic resist from Koro's Maokai just really kind of kept him out of the fight. And we're back. So welcome back. You can see us there on the screen. Nero is on the far right of the screen. You can see he's dressed up for the occasion, ready to go. I'd like to think I'm the guy in the middle, or maybe I'm just both of the other casters. I'm not sure.
Oh, so you did the ice bucket challenge.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm supporting good causes all over the place. So casters still debating about what quite went wrong. So let me ask you, Nero. What do you think needs to change for OMG? You said Dada 7 needs to step up. What more can Cool do?
Well, Cool just needs to get a champion that he's comfortable with. Like maybe his Yasuo, that he showed us that he can really play it well. Maybe his Ari, maybe once again the Twisted Fate, but I don't really think that he can carry the whole game with a Rise. He loves the assassins, and Rise is a little bit tanky, a little bit CC dealer. He needs his team, definitely.
He definitely does. And while Rise might have worked out earlier for you, I think the big difference in that team comp was just that, I mean, there was too much damage being focused on Koro 1. Like, he's just like, hey, let me build nothing but tank stats, put on a 20% damage reduction aura, walk into the enemy team, and have them focus me instead of the carries. So maybe OMG with a little bit of misprioritization there, but you gotta ban the Maokai. It's not really a big mystery. Maokai wins games. OMG can't have that happen again. They'll still take away that Lulu from Koro, so no mysteries there. And once again, we'll see the carry ban outs between you and Cool, which are pretty standard, but this time it's Edward Gaming. We're going to ban the Maokai versus OMG.
Yeah, and this is the time when OMG have to step up. If they lose this game, they lost the series, and they will have to come back from the losers bracket, which already gives them a 1-game deficit in the grand finals. So they need to go for something different if what they know is not working for them.
Okay, so what they know. Let's see what they know about the ban phase. And oh, it's a Name Kog'Maw ban. That's pretty interesting, mostly because you don't see a lot of AD carry bans between both teams. When Lucian was at like the height of his prowess, you used to see Lucian bans, and maybe some for Tristana when she was flavor of the month. But now look at what Edward Gaming have done. They've banned out both top laners and took Yasuo away from Cool. So Cool can literally pick almost any mid laner he wants, and there it is, the Orianna. And like I said, Orianna is going to be banned almost every single game for the entire playoffs, but it makes it through are cool.
Yeah, and Oriana should be banned a lot. And actually, he loves this Oriana since he's playing a lot of Ziggs. And Oriana is quite a similar champion. It also gives you a lot of wave clear. It gives you even more in the team fights, and since you can land the game-changing shockwave right there. But instead, it goes for cool. So we'll get to see what Yu decides to go for. Does he want to go for the farming duel with the Ziggs, or does he want to go for the shutdown?
If he goes for the Ziggs, I think that makes the most sense as far as the 1v1 champion matchup. But once again, there is almost every other champion left open, so not a lot of mid lane bans here, primarily just the Zillion and Yasuo. But it's a lock-in on, instead of Kog'Maw for the late game scaling, Name is going to lock in a Lucian, and he's going to do that versus San's Corki. But now, yeah, it probably will be that Ziggs locked in there. But more importantly, the pick that I'm most excited about is the Irelia for Going. If Morello's out there and watching, I really hope he turns off the stream before he watches what Going's been doing with that Irelia. It's just been incredible, and it's been a long time since I've seen an Irelia look as good as Going's has been.
Yeah, this time around he doesn't have to face a Maokai, so he might win the lane, and this might lead to OMG winning the game. But yeah, the Kog'Maw ban was actually really smart, because they know that Name loves to play this Lucian. Right now he played like 10 games throughout the whole LPL split with it. But as Firstgrin always points out, Lucian is not so successful lately after he got the nerfs.
That is true. Lately, Lucian kind of gets outclassed by other sort of bruiser-esque AD carries. You've got Corki, who's got early trade and burst damage, and then Graves is another AD carry that guys like XQ from LGD are not afraid to play into the Lucian mashup at all. This time it is a Corki from San. He's really been favoring that champion, and I'm excited to see the not only the top lane, mid lane matchups, but we got 80 carries and support duo lanes going up against each other. And surprisingly enough, it's a Thresh lock-in for Dada 7. Gives away his very, very potent Braum to FZZF.
However, we haven't seen a Jax for quite a long time, and guess what? Koro is undefeated on this Jax for now. 5-0 record. So that is a great move right there. Irelia versus Jax. That will be an interesting matchup. Definitely much more interesting than a Maokai versus Alistar.
It's true. Maokai versus Alistar is CC, damage, heal, and nothing matters. But for the Irelia versus Jax, it's very, very active. It's a very skill matchup. And if one player gets ahead, it's very, very abusive. So you really do have to watch out for that. We'll keep keeping an eye on that as we load into game number 4. Deadwood Gaming versus OMG here in the LPL playoffs.
EDG 对上 OMG 现在来到 BO5 的第4节，所有人一起拭目以待。
每天睡个饱，还有燕窝蜂蜜柚子茶，蜂蜜带来健康，柚子带来美丽，健康美丽喝啥哟？燕窝蜂蜜柚子茶。
来到第4节，一样皇子上前插旗看盲僧。
Welcome back to the LPL playoffs, game number 4 between Edward Gaming and OMG. Once again, if this game does go to OMG, there's no blind pick in game 5, but it would be our second playoff matchup in a row to hit this. Is that 3% crit chance? No, that's the one right below it. Trying to think of what that might be, or maybe that's lifesteal. Might actually be lifesteal. I can't remember exactly what goes in that place, but regardless, it's a first blood in the 80 carry duel. It's a phosphorus bomb from San lands onto Name, but just some early trades, nothing too significant.
Yeah, lifesteal would make sense right there, but actually let's talk about the jungle pickups. We have Clearlove sitting on Jarvan, and he definitely loves to play this Jarvan. 12 games played, not even counting this one. And on the other hand, we have Dragon Lee Sin, so definitely the junglers are sitting on their comfortable champions, and that'll be quite
look
interesting.
At San is in a lot of trouble here. He's forced to flash out of the bush just off of FZZF, landing those concussive blows, stunning him up and forcing out that flash. Name actually even stops him from backing right there, and San is going to be very late to lane. He was forced to blow heal, flash, and now EDG get a free duo lane to themselves. Nice early start off of just FZZF living up to his previous MVP performance.
Oh, and that is the strength of Braum Lucian. You can stack the concussive blows so quickly with the Lucian's passive Light Slinger. It's just incredible. And it also deals bonus damage, not only just stuns. So San lost a lot right there. But yeah, junglers sitting on their comfortable champions, we definitely should be looking forward to some early aggression, some early ganks.
Keep in mind, if EDG win this game, then they will be one best of 5 away from guaranteeing their spot at Worlds with a victory here in the LPL playoffs. So, very strong performances coming out of this, but showing signs of weakness. Lost game number 2, and after an undefeated performance versus LGD, maybe gods can bleed. OMG have made them in game 2. See if they can bring things back once again. Game number 4. Both junglers favoring this sort of AFK farm style for the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Not really looking for too much early pressure. But I'm really curious to see what Cool has in store with his Orianna, just because it has been such a highly contested pick.
And if they win this one, it's not even a full best of 5. They will start with a 1-0. But actually, there's a lot of pressure on OMG right now. They have to win 2 games. On the other hand, EDG, they just have to win 1 to secure this victory. So, well, definitely they can switch it up for the 5th game if something doesn't work this time around.
They certainly can, and once again, we're trying to rethink everything and get it back up and running. Should be enough of a passive start to the game that it's not experiencing too much action that Nero will have to radio cast for us for the time being. But it does look like there are some extenuating issues for the stream, at least so far. So just a brief moment to get things back. Nero, let us know if anything too drastic happens. And
nope, not much going on. We do have a little bit of CS advantage for Name in the bottom lane, though. So if things are going well for him, then things are not going too well for OMG, since he's a beast on EDG's lineup.
All right, we're back, up and running, ready to go. So Picnic King will have to come to a brief break for right now. Lane trades, once again, we talked about the bottom lane advantage that Name was going to have, but it's really only about 3 or 4 CS. San was able to make it back and get those minion kills back in his favor. Jungler is still in the free farm. And the ward coverage, especially early on, has been far and away better for Edward Gaming. They've been able to set up a safe lane condition for their carries, and more importantly, eliminate enough wards with an early sweeper, picked up right around the 5 to 6 minute mark, which is maybe a little bit ahead of schedule, looking for that early clear. But with pings on up to that top lane, going shoving in that lane might be in some trouble, but heading back to base before things start getting too hot.
Alright, so we do have the 100 goal lead for EDG. The hype is there. But yeah, it is Name still leading in CS. So, as I said, they cannot let go of this Name monster, because then it's going to be too late to come back. And that's how it starts. And EDG, if they get the pressure in the bottom lane, they will get a comfortable shot at the dragon. And that's what they usually look for in the games. And that's what they always got.
Just come back, going. Turns on the Equilibrium Strike and stops Koro's trip back to base. San with a nice dodge away there from the Winter's Bite. Keeps himself out of FCZF's CC range. And continues to push up down that bottom lane. Going actually did use his teleport to get back to that top lane. Same thing with Koro. So shouldn't be too much global presence from either one of those. And of course that will be timed out. And so both bottom lanes will know that they don't have to worry about teleports coming in from behind. Dada forcing that relentless pursuit. Of course, pursuing more in the escaping direction, but now it's Drug. His turn looking for a gank up top.
Yeah, that could use a little bit of a name change and not a Finals Funko, because the name doesn't usually make sense.
Yeah, the relentless pursuit. It's not always used for pursuing. You can use it for unpursuing, but well, Death Sentence attempts to grab the cannon minion, but is not able to. The Valkyrie backwards. San just to stay alive. So San is out of mana, very, very low on health, and you can just see Name abusing that with continual aggression getting up in there. But now, oh, Drug, he's not necessarily looking for these double golems, but Koro knows he's in a little bit of trouble. There is the Tempest, looking for the cripple too, but Koro will be forced off his turret.
Well, Koro was level 6 already, so he had the big third hit strike. So it's already great for him if he wants to go for this 1v1. But yeah, GoGoink was there, and they might be going for a dive.
For the dive. Drug should be the one taking it, but GoGoink actually starts taking it before Drug does. I'm not sure how that works.
No mana.
Yeah, exactly, but Clear Love's here for the counter gank, and OMG have to get out of here. No knockup from Clear Love, but a botch dive onto Koro. GoGoink got the aggro, so he had to flash out.
Oh, wow. Koro, that was so well played. He just popped the counter-strike before anything happened to him, forced out the flash from GoGoink and stopped it completely. So OMG, they failed the gank in the top lane. And actually, Clearlove had to go there to help out his top laner, so that's why EDG still didn't get the early dragon, but that is really risky. You don't want to give away this early dragon to EDG, and they will always look for that one.
Now, every game this series, Edward Gaming have taken Dragon number 1. And so that means that we could expect that to happen right here, especially with Drug, you know, coming out around that bottom half of the map and, you know, Clearlove being more top lane centric. But it was actually Drug who was the one trying to get those ganks started up top lane and might have set up for Clearlove to rotate down bottom for a Dragon, just like has happened so many games before. But now with the blue buff coming over to you, this should be a pretty decent power spike, especially with a BF sword on Name versus just the Phage for San. So could be enough of an advantage for Edward Gaming to at least start to set up for this objective. You see Ping's coming out onto it right now.
Alright, so EDG will be looking for this dragon finally. And in the bottom lane, San not really feeling too well. He got pretty much shut down by the concussive blows already 2 times.
Now, Cool has to watch out here. He does not interrupt the dragon. But there's a death sentence. It lands onto FCZF. Nada's going to pull himself in there. He drops the box, but it doesn't hit anyone. Ball's coming out, forcing a flash away from FCZF. So a lot of flashes down. Clear Love was forced to flash out there too, but he gets the dragon. Edward Gaming once again with the first dragon of the game.
You know, and landing this box in such a choke point right there is definitely a great thing, and usually it works out, but this time around not really. Didn't catch any single member of EDG out, didn't slow them down, and didn't provide the kill. So EDG, they get a dragon for free.
FCZF is unbreakable, and he actually cancels the Valkyrie backwards from San with a Glacial Fissure. So Dada making up for that, throws out the lantern, gets San out safely, but still, a lot of aggression there, putting the pressure on OMG. Of course, actually, a little bit more impressively is GoGoink up in the top lane. He's been incredibly pushed the whole lane, has escaped all these ganks, and has once again established a 30 CS advantage over his lane opponent. So, GoGoink's Aurelia just showing dominance not only in the lane phase, but coming up on what should be the first big dragon fight, or second big dragon fight that OMG has won every game. Looking to see that teleport pressure come out, especially bottom lane, since Name and FCZF continue to be so pushed.
Yeah, and this CS deficit in the top lane is what keeps the gold lead so low for EDG, because they got the dragon. OMG didn't get any single turret and it was still so close in the goal. They didn't get a single kill or anything. It's just the farm in the middle lane and in the top lane specifically. But Name, he does have a big advantage.
Wait, the dive behind the turret, but Drug with the outplay gets that Dragon's Rage kick and will kill off Name with it. So a great kick there by Drug, using the pig ward to get in there in time. And killing not only Name, but apparently also my vocal cords. So we'll try to keep this one in it. It's a long best of 5. And Drug able to bring it out to the 1-1, but still first blood goes to Name.
There we go. We'll get to see the replay of the fight that we missed down there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, another victory there for the culling. Name will flash in there. The flash kick onto Name. Gets him right back behind enemy line. So nice positioning there by Drug. Keeps things even, 1-1 in kills.
Yeah, so Name did get a kill in the end. So he still is leading in the CS. He still does have an advantage in the bottom lane. However, he used his flash. So a little bit of summoner spell wasted, but Name, if he gets going, you cannot stop him. OMG, you have to watch out for that.
Speaking of being going, in the top lane, now up to a 40 CS lead over Koro. Just can't seem to hit those minions down there. Pink Ward in the brush might be the attempt to kill it off for OMG. They will push FCZF back and able to take it out of the picture. Ping's back down onto the bottom lane as Drug comes into the bottom lane bush. Has some aggression, but mostly I believe he's here for the counter gank. A nice death sentence there on FCZF. Glacial Fissure with the knockup. FCZF is taken way out of the picture, but Clearlove's coming in for the dunk. Safeguard out onto Drug. Name's there with the kill. Phosphorus bomb for the turnaround, but the TP is coming in from the up top. Name will go down to the Rockets coming in, but a counter TP comes in, but it gets canceled. Wisely enough, OMG just destroy the Edward Gaming counter attempt. They'll take down not only that bottom lane turret, but 3 kills along with it.
Oh yeah, that was a great fight for OMG finally. And it started so well for EDG because they got a kill on Name, and that's usually the guy that wants to grab the kills, that wants to be fed in the team, but didn't work out in the end. Great teleport from Gogoing, and Koro, he's always the one who wants to have the great teleports and help out his team in the team fights, but this time around it was Gogoing who came out on top.
Oh, but now Koro could be in a little bit of trouble. Grandmaster's Might gives him resistances, but it's true damage coming in from Gogoing now, trying to get back in here. He gets the stun. He just has to escape with his life there, and Mega Inferno Bomb coming out there. Turns on the active, flashes away, cools in there with the Summoner heal. They will be able to pick up the inevitably 1v3 kill onto Koro 1.
Well, but Gogoing got the shield from Cool's balls, so Koro 1 knew that this Orianna is there, but I think that he probably also knew that Drug was coming from the river. That's why he jumped in. Well, he should have run for his life. Not a great chance of winning a 1v3.
Alright, well, the turret does go down in the bottom lane, so it's the only turret. Now, Dada way overextending. I don't know why he's there, but he saw Gogoing coming in from behind, and he's actually going to blade search his way onto the back line. Look at the damage coming in from the back line. San still got it to give out, but Clearlove coming in is going to turn this back around. This is terrible for OMG. A Valkyrie back from San. It's enough to put some damage right back in there, but Yu's coming down from the mid lane, and he is going to be able to take out Gogoing.
Double kill, unfortunately.
Yeah, the kills do go over the support, but honestly, if you get MVP last game on your support performances, I don't think that's too bad a place to start putting kills in this game. Unfortunate there, the engage from Dada7. Too aggressive. He went down, he baited Gogoing into coming down and going down as well, and San kind of lucky to get out of there alive.
Yeah, this time around they didn't have such a magnificent answer to what EDG was doing in the bottom lane, and Name, he gets 2 assists, kind of okay in the end, but still, kills would have been better. But FCZF, now that he's sitting on a Braum, he'll get tankiness at least, so that's really great. He's not gonna go for the Magi, so Rabbit and Step Cup. Oh!
A death sentence follows Name! He grabs him out of that. Dada7 redeeming himself for his previous performance and grabs a kill right back, quite literally, on a Name. And this will actually set up OMG for a second dragon of their own. And, you know, history repeats itself. First dragon almost every single game for Edward Gaming. Second one goes to OMG.
Yeah, it was every single game, actually, that EDG got the first dragon. And it's like every second game, OMG managed to get the second dragon and then win the game. So maybe we are looking at the 5th game coming, but it's still too early to decide. However, this engage in the bottom lane, when Dada7 missed the flay, I thought it was over, but then he had the flash and a perfect death sentence. Got them the kill.
Look at the ward coverage for OMG. They have about 10 wards out on the map right now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's like 8 or 9, and that's just on the bottom half of the map. Whereas Jarvan just put down the 5th and 6th ward for Edward Gaming, and that was on the top half. So that area for OMG, just a perfect one to fight in. Great rotation down there, and sort of making up for their earlier teamfight loss. Taking down the dragon along with it. So tied up in turrets. Dragons back to even as well, and OMG with a 2-kill and 1,000 gold lead. Things are looking back up off of maybe a little bit of a shaky start. Bottom lane especially 3-0 the score for San.
Yeah, so OMG played out really nicely. They see that Name gets the farm, gets the kills, so he's ramping up to being this big monster that Name usually is, and they just decide to shut him down. They put down the wards, they put down the ganks.
Pings on to
Oh,
Drug.
Drug.
He's gonna face check into Clear Love. He gets knocked up. Safeguards back away. There's Mega Inferno Bomb. It's forced to flash. The Shockwave, unfortunately, not impactful in that fight at all. And that is just off of Drug getting scouted out on a ward as he walked top.
Yeah, there was the Cataclysm, there was the Mega Inferno Bomb, but nothing to pop the concussive blows with a stun, unfortunately.
Death sentence lands, but the attempted engage from Clear Love gets Valkyrie away from no Jarvan dunks for you.
No, he doesn't have them anymore. This Cataclysm is on cooldown right now, so OMG, they do have quite a nice opportunity to push this turret down. Since there is no calling, no Mega Inferno Bomb, no Cataclysm, EDG cannot really answer to this push.
Poke damage coming out from San. He's got rockets to shoot behind the turrets, auto attacks for the turret itself, and that mid lane now down to about 700 HP as OMG continue their push. They'll even be able to clear the ward out from right in front with a nice sweeping lens out there. You can see 3 sweepers for both teams, looking to both place and clear the ward coverage. OMG could use one more sweeper on that mid lane ward, so they're kind of standing on top of that. Poke and push intensify. OMG, they know that they've got the advantage here as far as Poke's concerned, so team comp to team comp, they have the better one for pushing that mid lane turret.
Yeah, and that's due to banning the Kog'Maw. Name finally doesn't have it. Just has to rely on...
But Going versus Koro again is going to be one... Going doesn't even need the help from Drug to win. But in the mid lane, Clear Love gets the dunk off, but he goes down. It will be cool going down as well. But just look at San. He Valkyries not forward, but diagonally to maintain his distance, but not go straight into the enemy team. Great realization there by San to stay alive. Cool took one for the team, like I said, but it's mid lane turret going down off of a 1-for-3 exchange. OMG. These guys are good. 9-5 now in kills.
Yeah, they definitely are looking really strong. As you said, they do have the kills advantage. They do have the turrets advantage too. And they're just on point. Every single time they fight and engage, they manage to come out on top. 4-0-2 Corki right now for San. 2-1 for Orianna in the middle lane. That is going to hurt a lot.
And keep in mind, this isn't just any Corki. It's Borky. He probably will be going for that Blazer King coming up next. It's kind of an interesting build there for Name as well. He went Brutalizer. He's going like, not quite blue build Lucian, but he got a bunch of CDR to start things off, so he gets very low cooldown on his Relentless Pursuit. And he's also going to have the Infinity Edge there for a big power spike of his own coming in there. Even though he is only 2, 4, and 3, he does have a little bit of a CS lead, 20 up on San.
Oh, and going once again, going to bully Koro 1 right there. And that is pretty weird because Koro 1's Jax is undefeated right now in the regular split. 5-0. And now he gets destroyed by going in the top lane. Yeah, now
I gotta say, when you're looking for ADG, you came up to a very, very strong start. You were able to get that first dragon of the game, but things have started to shift as Drug's been making some nice picks. Going has started to come out massive in these fights, and somehow you have to deal with a 4-0 San without really an assassin to come deal with him. I mean, Khan will be able to, jump in with a bunch of damage from his Trinity Force. Sure, the armor might be a little bit helpful, but he's not somebody that's just going to jump on a San in the back line and force him to flash away because he's so scared. He's gonna have to worry about guys like Going, starting to put on this damage. Drug top lane again. Dragon's Rage kicks him back, and as soon as that counter strike is gone,
oh, Dada 7 is there.
I don't know what to say. Dada 7
cannot run away.
They're like, all right, who gets the kill? The answer's Drug. They're going, coming out on San, chunks him down to half, and San is not in a good spot. Flashes back to the safety, security, and presence rather of Cool. He's in the back line, and San a little bit mispositioning there, got caught out by Name, but they stay alive and make a nice pick on Koro.
And Corwan just goes down over and over again, and he's not gonna get a lot of farm, not gonna get a lot of items. So he's not gonna be the scary hyper carry in this game. And they don't have the Kog'Maw, so they were relying on Jax to be the late game power. However, he's not really gonna be that. So Name is still looking for the Youmuu's Ghostblade most probably, as he always does.
That's right. It's not really going to be a Black Cleaver, and he probably won't just sit on the Brutalizer with the Brawler's Greaves in there. Mega Inferno Bomb coming in, but thanks for the help. It's Drug thanking you for his presence there and able to take down that dragon. Name doing the white camp from over the wall means he's doing it from the safe side. Gets out, but a second dragon here for OMG. The tides may be turning ever so slightly in their favor. They will start to maybe lose a little bit of the CS lead that they had previously, but they make it back in objectives.
Alright, so they are just extending the kill lead. Actually, it says the same. It was 9-4 if I'm not mistaken, but still OMG, they are fighting something for themselves. And now if you look at Core 1 and Clearlove 0-3, 0-2, this doesn't look too healthy for the lineup of EDG. And as I hyped up Name in the bottom lane, he got 2 early kills, 2 early assists, but then got shut down completely. But still leads in CS.
10-5 in kills, and you can still see that about 4,000 gold leads starting to eke out here as OMG continue with their objective focused gameplay. They picked up the last 2 dragons. They've taken down 1 extra turret, of course that being pushed down in the mid lane, and now setting their sights onto this Baron, primarily just clearing out the ward coverage. But now this raises a big question for Edward Gaming. It's how do they get the vision that they need around this Baron area to be able to make these picks pay off?
Yeah, and without getting caught, which is the key word right here. So Core 1 will just be farming up in hopes of coming back into this game. Same most probably should go for Name, and he's always gonna be good in farm, and FCCF has to burn his flash to run away from there. That opens up a turret for OMG, and there's nothing to stop them.
Exactly, you can see the culling coming out of Name, and it's barely enough to force Sen off the turret. He mostly just does it because, I don't know, he's bored and wants to double golems. No, he's good job escaping.
Just come back. It's not a lot of damage.
They're just camping it up there with Cool and Dada 7 especially sort of as a roaming ward clearing squad. Oh, Dada, what are you doing? Death Sentence lands on to Clearlove. He's gonna get Death Sentence, but oh, the lantern backwards as well. Pulls Drug into the Cataclysm and forces Clearlove to flash out. Mega Inferno Bomb there, and Dada will take a lot of damage, but he stays alive. Drug immediate flash over that Dragon Wall, and Name, a little bit of a late Youmuu's Ghostblade. Wasn't there in time and wasn't able to make anything happen, but off of their escape, OMG start the Baron. So, not sure the sincerity of their Baron attempt. It should be a fairly low probability, and indeed it will be OMG backing back to base.
No, it won't happen. It is OMG. They are experienced. They know how it looks like, so they will not throw a game right now. They will not throw such an important game, because if they win this one, it is going to the deciding 5th one.
Game number 5 is not quite blind flick, but it's still extremely hype because it's going all the way. And honestly, OMG are off to a very strong start in this game. They just have to make sure to finish it. Lord Baron Nashor presides over the victories and defeats of every team in LPL, and we'll see if OMG allow it to maybe change their fate. As you can see, Drug, he's waiting around the area. They want to make a pick here instead of starting it, but they start it instead of picking anyone. So Edward Gaming, they are well aware that this Baron has been started. The clairvoyance from the scrying orb starting things out. Baron's still dropping, the bombs over the wall, and it's actually going to be OMG going for the counter engage. FCZF stops going from going too far in there, but look at San's burst damage. Name just gets exploded, quite literally. It's Koro, he's coming in, but he's going to go down here. Command Shockwave pulls him right back in. He actually gets out of there alive. Drug very low, and San and Go going pretty low in their own right. No one dies from either side despite the massive burst damage from both teams. Death Sentence over the wall lands on a Clearlove. Dada 7. decided to turn on the hard mode. He's been grabbing his over and over. Clearlove this time being made to pay. Taking him down now 5-0, the score for Sans Corki.
Korowan was able to go in a 1v5 and stay alive for such a long time and not even go down. So that is also a great thing for EDG because he got shut down completely in lane, but he still has the tankiness. That's great. But Clearlove then in the end getting caught with the death centers. That was supposed to be the fight that makes EDG come back. But he didn't get anything off that.
Not quite. We are nearing the 30-minute mark, so scaling is going to become a pretty big factor. A couple of big things to talk about. We actually didn't talk about this when you bought it, but he went Spirit of the Spectral Wraith Ziggs. This is something that Wayless does on his Orianna a lot, or on almost every champion that he plays. I think he did it on Lissandra, but you just AFK farm, try to get a big item lead, and he's been doing it. He's got the gold lead in that matchup, but it's just not as effective as he would have liked to. Another Death Sentence lands, this one on to FCZF. A Shockwave, not as effective as you'd like. Sans still very, very low. He's been chunked below half, but now Edward Gaming are actually disengaging, knowing that they've chunked OMG down. And now almost unanimously, OMG, they're starting to head back to base. Edward Gaming realize it. They might be the ones now that turn on to Baron.
No, I don't think that they will turn on to Baron, but they definitely get a turret. That's great. And Korowan, once again, he jumps in, stays alive in a 1v5. That's not a thing that I expected, and EDG almost get the kills in the fights.
But off of that aggression around Baron Pit, they push OMG away, they take the dragon, and now you can see the gold count actually starting to lessen as the game fluctuates back in their favor. For OMG, Baron is their next objective. No matter what, they're going to take that one down, but they haven't adequately cleared this ward coverage out. They're just using this to start a fight.
Wow.
The calling coming out. Chunks Dada 7 down. He's actually pretty low, but too much poke for OMG to handle.
Third time we see a fight shaping up around this Baron Pit, and 2 times already it didn't work out for OMG. So the Baron may be the game changer for Edward Gaming. They might come back through this one. And just look at that. They came back into turrets and they are actually sitting in a 1 turret lead.
They have been sitting at that 1 turret lead for the last few minutes after taking down the 2nd tier bottom lane turrets. So things uneven in their advantage. With gold count continuing to lessen. For OMG, they have to know that, time is probably on their side unless they want to, start being super afraid of you. But honestly, with going Zirelia, you should be able to dive that back line, and honestly, cool shockwaves. Like we said, they are not looking too hot. But if you guys were watching his series on Orianna, or the series on Orianna of, I think it was EDG versus LGD, you proved to us time and time again that you can miss all of your shockwaves, but it only takes just one. So still waiting for that one from Cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. However, well, there is the nice Sonic Wave on the Clearlove.
Engage over the wall.
Perfect engage.
Yeah, Clearlove is out of here. Big Mega Inferno Bomb. That's actually going to lead to Drug going down. Koro is so strong, and the bomb's continuing to be thrown over the wall. And OMG's carries just can't get to the fight. And in the end, it's a 1-for-2. Exactly, yeah, Yu is throwing all those bombs over. Actually did hit San a couple times, and he just knew he couldn't go into that. And Koro's actually too tanky for them to burst down. A big asset to Edward Gaming as he leaps in, gets out alive, and takes 2 with him.
Koro 1 was supposed to be useless in the fights, and now he shows us time and time again that he actually can do something right there. He's tanking everyone up. And EDG, they are getting a kill after a kill, and slowly coming back to this game. There's just 1,000 gold difference at the moment. It's not a lot at the 30th minute in the game.
Not a lot at all, and somehow OMG have to find a solution to Koro. Do they try to gank the teleport and send a 3-man death squad up there for him again, and then go to Baron? Or are they just going to try to team fight again and maybe PL a little bit better? Because he got onto San, and while he wasn't able to necessarily kill him, he killed his team fight participation and really forced him out of the fight, whereas Name was just left there to DPS.
And that was a perfect engage actually for OMG, but they still weren't able to close it out to win the fight.
An attempted pick there onto Drug. Looked like highlight reel material, but almost worked out, just not quite. OMG now, they are going to work to clear wards here around the Baron area, maybe some protection, just to try to start a fight. Both teams, they just want to run at each other. They can't find objectives for reasons to engage.
Oh yeah, I don't think that EDG really want to jump into OMG. They don't want to make the mistakes. They want OMG to be the ones to engage. And then they come back. They don't want to get caught by a shockwave, definitely. Koro1 versus GoGoing, we have seen it multiple times in the game already.
Traditionally, GoGoing has won this matchup, but there is a power spike at which Jax will start to come ahead on those trades. Only went for one offensive item apiece, but man, you can really see that frozen hard on GoGoing really paying off in the matchup.
OMG again. Going to clear out the Baron pits, and they're actually starting it out. Do they want to? No, they don't. They're just falling back. You cannot make a stealth Baron right now because EDG know.
True, there's no possible way for them to just sort of disappear off the map, and EDG just kind of wonder to themselves, well, I have no idea where they are, but they're definitely not a Baron. So you have to keep that thing swept and cleaned. It's like their rooms. And, you know, the common sense is their parents telling them they need to sweep the Baron. And so they will take all of that out. You can't clear the standard, though. And Baron actually started out. TP is coming in from behind. Koro's going to be able to leap over the wall. They do steal the Baron. It's you that takes it down. And Edward Gaming just going to crush absolutely everything. GoGoing trying to escape. The Randuin's Omen slows down onto Cool. He's going to go down to Koro in the back line. San and GoGoing miraculously survive, but a Baron buff steal for you, and with it go the hopes of OMG just sinking down. Edward Gaming looking incredibly strong as they push in onto the base.
And that was just the... In the previous game, when he stole the blue buff from Rise, that was just a taste of what we are going to get. In the fourth game, he steals the Baron with a Mega Inferno Bomb. Oh, that was incredible. And EDG, they get an inhibitor on top of that. They win a fight, they come back into this game, and the Baron throw is real. That is LPL.
That is LPL. One way or another, Baron will decide the end of your games, whether it's giving you a solid lead, allowing you to push, or whether it's getting stolen, turning things right back around. Now it's a 4,000 gold lead for Edward Gaming. I think they've been here before several times, but it's been swapping back and forth. Now it's OMG's turn to come back.
Oh, first of all, they were standing on top of the ward, then they missed the ward in the brush, a little bit unfortunate, but well, OMG, they do get a dragon for themselves at least.
This miscommunication really hurting OMG. They wanted to try to stay on the Baron when they knew there was more burst coming in, especially from Ziggs. Ziggs is sort of like the new Gragas for stopping Baron attempts, where you really just can't afford to take it because of the burst damage he puts out, almost more than Smite itself. So Drug, gonna have to, look for that jungle another day. This series, if OMG lose it, it's their last one of the playoffs. Or at least in the winner's bracket. They still drop down to the losers to face off against, I think, the winner of Starhorn and LGD.
Yep, definitely. That is going to be the matchup if they drop, but they can still win the game. It's not like EDG is far ahead. And look at that, Koro1, no! We haven't seen that happen for quite a long time, but once again, Koro1 is going to get bullied in the top lane.
He is going to get bullied, which is kind of surprising, but now he's got FCZF to try to turn this back around. Cool is not that tanky, and he's going to go down. But now we've got Clear Love coming in from behind. GoGoing's going to get ignited. There's a safeguard out, but GoGoing is not going to get out of this one alive. He tries to blade search to the back, but he gets the lantern. What on earth? Dada7 coming back up big with the save. Only Cool going down there, but GoGoing with the escape of the Sentry. Dada helping him out.
That was just incredible, and well, Koro1, that was the nightmare of the childhood coming back once again. He got ganked in the top lane, but this time around he's stronger. He came back with some items after the fights that they've won, and with the Baron buff, and wow, EDG. Now they are in the driver's seat.
The culling coming out from Name just to clear out the wave. Not enough wave clear, though, to kill everything. And now, first base turret of the game, it's going down in favor of Edward Edward Gaming. Going is going to dash in there onto FCZF. He's unbreakable for a second. But the chasing intensifies. OMG leave their base, but they're losing Nexus turrets. So they probably need to take care of that a little bit. The overchase costs them one.
And it opens up a lot of space to EDG right now. 9-3 in turrets. OMG didn't get a single turret for like 15 minutes right now. And it's gonna be hard coming back into this game. Even if they get an ace, they will still not be able to get to the base of EDG.
Alright, well, it's time for what I guess I want to say one more team fight, and that's the game. There's an inhibitor down in the top lane. There's only one Nexus turret, so honestly, all EDG have to do is just click down the mid lane and walk up to the start sieging that inhibitor. Now, they may want to wait for Baron respawn. It'll be up in about, what, three and a half minutes? If I'm counting that correctly, and probably not, but it's off of Edward Gaming for now. Going. Look at how far up he is with absolutely no one from the rest of his team.
Well, he is a little bit overconfident, and no one can blame him. He won this fight in the top lane so many times already. He thinks that he's this one big Aurelia that will handle anyone that goes at him, but it's not the case. But FCZF gets caught.
He does, and now will he be able to flash over the wall? Answer is no. No flash available, with the Mega Inferno Bomb coming in. Can Koro kite everything out there? He's very low, but it's actually Dada 7 that goes down there.
Oh, the counter-strike.
He's counter-striking his way towards, I don't know, staying alive, but San trying to flash out there. Not May gets the kill, but now Going is trying to get in there. He blade surges, but dies in midair. Edward Gaming lose 2, but come out on top of the team fight. Clear Love getting the kite, Name winning the 1v1 versus San.
FCZF, he thought that it was a hopeless position for him, but actually it was quite a nice bait for EDG, and Name was so low on health, but in the end, with a little bit of luck, he managed to stay alive, and they will get 2 inhibitors off of this one, and there's just 1 Nexus turret, so the super minions will be a big pain for OMG right now.
This game is not over, contrary to popular opinion. I thought the Nexus was just done right there, but Edward Gaming are now forced to escape. You can see every single time EDG try to run out of OMG's base after winning a team fight, it'll either be Drug or Going that sort of just keep tabs on them, try to stop them from backing, and just make their lives as miserable as possible. They're doing a good job at it. EDG forced to walk a little bit further back into their own jungle back to base before hitting that back button.
Just look at the kills. It's still in favor of OMG, but that definitely does not reflect the image of the game. It definitely is in favor of EDG, and the Baron will be spawning in just 10 seconds. But there is no teleport for Core 1. Now actually EDG, they don't really have to care too much about this Baron. They can just race down the middle lane and there's just 1 turret defending the Nexus. So it's a big gamble for OMG whether they want to contest for this Baron or not.
That's right, but there is 5 alive, or rather there are for OMG. They've got the best possible hope of defense now that they probably will ever have this game. If Edward Gaming win this, like I said, they are 1 best of 5 away from going to Worlds. And if they win this, then they'll actually have a 1-game advantage in that best of 5, so they'll only need to win 2 more games to lock in their trip to Worlds. Now, OMG looking to have something to say about that. Clear Love might have been a little bit caught out there, but Drug safeguard down. San takes that lantern. OMG are split, and Edward Gaming might look for a pick. Leap strike over the wall for Koro. He's just trying to stay safe, stay close. But OMG kiting backwards very well, deny the fight.
No heal or flash for Name, which might be pretty painful for EDG in the end. But, well, his positioning has been quite good throughout this whole game. just had this one bad game on Cogmore, the second one. And they kick off this Baron, and there's no go-going.
But it's not even about the Baron. If you look at the bottom lane, there's minions pushing into the base. They might actually even take down that turret. Dada7's going to take up most of the culling. Look at San. He's trying to kite back away, but not only he's got way too much damage, and San can't do anything about it. Cools down. Dada7's down, and everyone from EDG alive. San trying to kite for his life, just walking back as fast as his little corky wings can carry him. But there's a reason we don't celebrate Earth Days, because San's Corky is now riding him all the way back to the base. Nexus turret's gonna go down, and Edward Gaming with a 3-1 victory will take out OMG. They'll advance to the grand finals. Of course, OMG will drop down to the lower bracket. We'll be seeing a little bit more of them later on this week.
Well, and the big part of the victory for EDG was actually Koro1, who got completely shut down in the lane. So that's how you come back into the games.
Yeah, Koro1 just resilient as ever. He lost his lane to Going, who had an incredible showing on his Aurelia. Every single game, he had Koro's number. But it's not just about winning the lane, it's about winning the game. That is what Koro stuck it through and was able to come back with the win. And now you can see the best of 5 matchup for tomorrow. It's Starhorn Royal Club after coming up 2 games versus OMG. They lost the next 3, and can Insect's reverse all kill curse be broken in their best of 5 playoff series versus LGD? The Church of XQ is strong and has a few members out there, and we'll be looking to see if LGD and the rest of their fans can will themselves to a lower bracket victory to stay alive in the LPL playoffs. That is going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. I've been Rapid. With me is Nero, and we hope you guys enjoyed the LPL broadcast here in English on Twitch TV. Of course, it's made possible in part by our friends at Games in Asia and Esports Heaven. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Of course, that is 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 4 o'clock Eastern. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.